What's up guys, Noobs here with what will probably be just about my shortest video ever. It's no secret that I am a fan of the Zelda Hyrule Historia book that was put out a few years ago, and now we have a sequel called The Legend of Zelda Art and Artifacts, and I'm here to do a little review. So the book is divided up into three sections. You've got your masterpiece gallery, your character illustrations, and your Temple of Time, where we have something a little different back there. But this huge book, right? It's over 400 pages. This is almost entirely images, art. Okay, so if you flip through it, any given page you might look at, it's going to be art from the games. I mean, this is very familiar stuff, I'm sure, to anybody who spent any time looking through Zelda manuals or the covers of the games or just looking up official artwork online. In fact, there is almost no text at all for the majority of this book. So if you're looking for more something to read, you're not going to find it here. In that sense, it is quite a departure from Hyrule Historia. Even in most art books, you typically get, your piece with like the artist, the title, the year at the very least, maybe a small blurb about the piece. Well, there's none of that here. As you flip through it, I mean, the artwork is divided up by what game it's from, and the game is listed in the corner, but that's it. It's all just the art. Now, I'm a huge fan of some of this art. This Link to the Past stuff, I mean, this stuff always blows my mind. I mean, I remember looking through the old Link to the Past manual over and over again as a kid, just marveling at this exact artwork. So it is cool to have it, but I think I could have done with a little more background information as well. Now, obviously this covers every Zelda game from the original all the way through TriForce Heroes. There are also a few pages of Breath of the Wild artwork as well. So the book, as I said, is divided into three major sections. The first section is the Masterpiece Gallery, which is comprised of, official artwork for the games. This is the kind of stuff you might have seen in promotional material, game manuals, all over the place. This is personally my favorite piece of Zelda artwork of all time. This is, of course, from Link to the Past. The game included a poster version of this, which I had on my wall for a long time. Love that piece right there. And also lots of other great artwork from across the games in here as well. Classic. The second section is called Character Illustrations, which is probably pretty self-explanatory. A lot of art of, Link and Zelda, other characters, enemies, and NPCs. Personally, I always love looking at... I keep finding Link to the Past pages. Is that a coincidence? I always love just looking at the different creatures, the enemies, just thinking about what sort of strange creatures inhabit these worlds. You also get the art of the items that you can find in the games as well. I always thought that was really cool. Just thinking about the different items you could find in the different games. Very cool. And then finally we have the Temple of Time section. This is the smaller third section of the book. Which has a few different random things. So you've got a logo and package gallery, the cover art for the different games. Back here they've also got a small section of pixel art from the NES games and Link to the Past, which is a little disappointing that they didn't go any further with that. There are certainly other games in the series that use pixel art. What about the handheld games? Those are missing here, which is a little disappointing. Back here you've also got a few pages of Breath of the Wild artwork, and then finally, that's right, an interview. Ugh, it's hard to hold up. An interview with a few longtime Zelda artists. It reads a lot like an Iwata Asks style interview. And then finally, guys, most important question of all, how does this book line up on the shelf with Hyrule Historia? Well, I'm happy to report they line up perfectly. That is exactly what you want. Just fit those right beside each other on the shelf. Oh yeah, it's a good look. Overall, I think Art and Artifacts is a cool book. If you're a Zelda fan, it might be worth getting, but don't get into it thinking you're going to have a bunch of reading to do. It's really not that kind of book. It's the kind of thing you just flip through and just kind of look at the cool art. As well, it's $40 US and 54 Canadian. For whatever reason, for pre-order, this was available at half price, so I was able to get it for 27 Canadian roughly, which to me was quite reasonable. The full price is a little questionable. But yeah, if you can get it for a decent price, I definitely recommend Legend of Zelda Art and Artifacts. Thanks for watching.